How are
Yep.
you?
I'm really well. Thank you. Welcome to Yogi's Health Solutions.
Thank you.
So, where are you coming to us from today?
In Miami.
Miami. Okay, not too far. I'm in Port Charlotte. So it's just a
Where
few.
is that?
It's on the west side between Naples and Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you also in Florida.
Yes.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. How long have you been in Florida?
6 months. Yesterday was my 6 month here. But I have spent here like a year in 2020 and 21.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's my return to Florida. Second try to conquer the Florida.
Oh, welcome back.
Thanks.
So tell me a little about yourself.
About what exactly? There is a lot I can tell.
Oh, what would you like to share today?
Oh, well, uh, okay. Um, I can share that I'm very, very attuned to people and environments.
Mm-hmm.
Point where I feel it in my body where something is not in alignment, where the person is struggling with their own emotions, or an environment is not really like well designed for the well-being uh, of
Okay.
of living organisms.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like my curse and it's my blessing at the same time, because on one hand I see and feel what other people don't see and feel,
Mm-hmm.
but on the other hand it's been challenging to be here in a normal, 3D matrix, whatever, South Beach world of Florida, where people are still stuck on old habits of using toxic detergents, toxic cleaning things to like support their environment.
Mm-hmm.
So the last week has been challenging for me in terms of like trying to revolutionize people's point of view and approach to see how they can like enhance their well-being if they just change just a little bit of the things that they're used to using. And it's been hard for me emotionally, because it's like it's not really met with, oh yes, thank you for your input, Yana. It's like, no, I've been doing this for 50 years, and who are you here to tell me how to make it to do it in a different way?
Right.
And of course it kind of makes me feel powerless
Mm-hmm.
in some way. But yeah, I think that's my life purpose, is just to make people more aware of their disconnection with nature, with themselves, and with the people around them. And I'm craving the community myself. I used to live in the community in Central America. Now I'm in Florida, and I just want the building to be like a community space where I live. Everybody knows each other. We have a group chat. We get together. We help out each other, support each other. We do practices together. But people are just like not really ahead of their mentality yet. They're stuck in normal like isolation mode.
Yeah.
So that's one of the pieces of my current reality that I can share. And there is more if you want to ask me more specific questions.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned community. It's so important. Like they've done studies on people that live in blue zones where living to 100 is like the reality for most people in these blue zones. And one of the biggest factors that they found in common of people in blue zones is that they have a great sense of community. You know, and
Mentioning the blue zone. So Miami apparently now is trying to become a blue zone city.
oh,
And they invested $200,000 to conduct a survey where they kind of can legalize that thing. So I'm literally having a phone call with the owner of my building, and I'm telling him, listen, the Miami is trying to become a blue zone, and these are the things I think that the building is missing. Like so in alignment, right, with what you just said. But
Yeah.
people don't even know what the blue zone means, because here in Miami, I feel it's all about money. It's all about the looks. Like the people I can connect with, I can just count them on one of my hands. And it's all about money. They just want to get the blue zone because it looks cool, because it's another like label or brand, you know.
Mhm.
But
Sure.
what the essential meaning of the blue zone, nobody even explains people that. Like, yeah, that's cool that you brought it up, actually.
Yeah. Now, when you said that you sense people and their environment and things that are off, are you sensing energy? Is that what you're sensing?
My body does get tight. Yeah. If I kind of, well, if you're familiar with human design, are you familiar with human design?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Okay, it's a cool system for evaluating your personality based on your birth time and place of birth.
Okay.
So I'm a projector, and projectors are the people who are here to guide and kind of guide the energy of the other human beings. So when I'm in the space with a person who is not being authentic, who is suppressing something that they wish to express, or they kind of don't want to be even aware of the part of them that maybe they have not connected yet with, it's like I can see, I can understand, I can already create a concept of what is going on inside of them, and my body feels the emotion that they are feeling in their subconscious awareness. So my purpose here is to make people see and feel what they are not willing to see and feel, or they are not able yet to see and feel. And a lot of times people are not ready to see and feel that I'm telling them to see and feel about themselves. So it's a my journey is about like breaking the systems, creating something new, and just like, yeah, showing people a better life of connecting to each other and the nature. But it's a very difficult journey. I feel like I'm a Jeanne of Arc sometimes. I do things that nobody else does, and people like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't feel this is truth. And I'm like, okay. I used to get into conflicts.
Yeah.
It would take so much effort from me and energy. So now I'm like, okay, I'm not even saying anything until you ask me.
Hmm.
I'm just like, okay, I'm seeing through you, but if you're not ready, it's your own journey. I'm leaving this up to you.
Okay. So it sounds like you're sensing energy, but you're having a somatic experience, um, like an empath would. You're feeling what's inside of them. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm very attuned to people's emotions, because my another piece of information about my past is that I grown up with very unsafe parents.
Okay.
But it's the nature of empaths. We are attuned to our environment as children, so we expect where the danger comes from. So, and this is where the root of the empathic abilities are coming from. So my yeah, and other people who I connect with is that I'm attuning to people's emotional state. So I kind of feel it in my body, and I'm like, okay, this person is safe for me and this person is not. So it's like it's a gift from the wound that I got as a child.
Hmm.
And as we know, all our wounds are playing an important role in our purpose and destiny, right? What we came here to create as a soul in the physical body. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I believe that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, this human design, is that similar to like a neonatal birth chart where you're using astrology to um, predict people's life paths, so to say?
So human design is a system that combines, I don't I don't remember, it's 7 or 6 different systems, which
Okay.
which includes chakra, astrology, numerology, I Ching, and 2 others. So it's one of the most profound, deep, and detail-oriented assessment of the personality that exists in a present moment. And it has been created in 1987, I feel, by this person who went on this internal journey and was completely, he was kind of passed out for a couple of days in
Okay.
his home in Ibiza. And he channeled all of that information and created all of that design of human design. So yeah, it's a very cool system. Everybody has their own profile and different strategy they have to implement to achieve their goals in life. It's very cool. I recommend you to look into it, and I'll send you the link where you can find out your own chart.
Oh, I appreciate that. That sounds
Mhm.
great. So what's the work you do on a day-to-day level?
So Florida has been challenging for me, honestly. I first came here and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna like just do whatever I've been doing, find clients and do work with them like one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
But there is plenty of people in Florida who are doing work one-on-one, even though I don't find all of them as very like professional or knowledgeable, but it's just the marketing and it's the matter of how many people you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and yeah, different reasons for that. So I started doing that, but it wasn't really successful. So now I am working at a yoga studio
Okay.
as a front desk, and also I teach private classes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here and there, I have clients who I also do shadow work and inner child healing with. That's the modality that was the most transformational for me uh, as a
Mm-hmm.
yeah in my journey. And I create holistic, like conscious, transformational events. So my first on the full on new moon in Leo, it was the 25th of July.
Mm-hmm.
I said I had a clear message that from now on I have to do the events by myself, because I used to be like, oh, let's do this together, let's do this together. Oh, this person offers me something. I'm like, yes, fine, I'm not alone. But this new moon in Leo, which is all about self-expression, the power, the strength, the heart, clear message, Yana, you have to do your own events by yourself. So my next event I'm doing by myself is this Friday on the 8th of August, which is Lionsgate.
Uh-huh.
And the other one is on the 22nd of August. It's about like I want to create a whole experience on the beach with a lot of candles and people just some sort of I don't know, not flash mob, but like a massive prayer, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Together, a lot of people, we can connect through the heart and just like, I don't know, pray for the peace in the world.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone were interested in going on the 8th on Friday, what would this event be like? What should they expect?
So the 8th of August, it's the Lionsgate Portal. It's when the star Sirius aligns with the sun. And the Sirius is considered our spiritual sun. So these two big stars create the Lionsgate Portal. It's the portal of manifestation. And the numbers 8 and 8 is also the infinity numbers, right?
Mhm.
So on this day, it's amazing day to do self-work around releasing resistance, negative beliefs, any, I don't know, trauma around receiving, creating, calling the opportunities into your life. So this event I'm doing at Standard Spa in Miami.
Okay.
And it's going to be around that. I will serve cacao. I also work with ceremonial cacao. So we're gonna open a little bit a conversation around abundance, what people are having difficult time to manifest in their lives.
Mhm.
And then it's just gonna be like a series of different practices where I will guide people through some subconscious work, somatic movement, and like a manifestation meditation at the end. And then we'll get to enjoy the spa after. So I think that's a perfect day for abundance. Perfect
Yeah,
practice for abundance.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about cacao? Because I know I've looked through some of your media today, and you were really praising cacao.
Yes, I have a very, very deep connection to cacao. It's a plant that I first came across in 2017. I love chocolate all my life before, but now I don't really like to eat chocolate because cacao is just like next level. So
Mm.
cacao is the plant from which the chocolate is made from,
Yeah.
and it used to be very highly like praised and honored is in Mesoamerican and South American cultures.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't be served to any kind of regular people. It would be only noble drink for warriors, for kings, for chiefs of the tribes, or for women who would be in labor.
Okay.
And once the Spanish
Why women? Why women in labor?
because it has a very profound effect on our cardiovascular system. It gives energy, and at the same time, it opens up the vessels in the body, the
Mhm.
veins, the capillaries. They become a little bit more wide, so the
Okay.
blood flow increases, and that also helps the women to give the birth.
Okay. I
Um,
was a labor and delivery nurse for 5 years, so that's why
wow.
my interest.
How many babies have you delivered?
No, I didn't count them. Some people do. Some people keep record of them, but I hundreds. I don't know.
And they were mainly like natural birth?
Well, I worked in a hospital, so you know, some women went natural, some women were just C-sections, some were, not natural, of course.
Yeah, that's another topic that we can spend hours talking how I feel all of the medical system is making women suffer more than they actually have to during labor?
Yeah, yeah, there is some of that for sure. I've seen that. Sometimes it's like the doctors are in a hurry, so they're like, "Let's get this baby out. I want to go home." It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
seen that.
Anyways.
But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So cacao has been brought from Central and South America to, I think it was first in Spain, and then from Spain it got into France, and French started to create all of this exquisite desserts with chocolate, and that's how it became very popular. But the
Mhm.
motherland of cacao itself, as a bean, as a plant, is the South Americas.
Okay.
And it's one of the plants that we consider with a very potent spirit. Some people even put them on the same kind of lane as ayahuasca, San Pedro, peyote.
Hmm.
So it has a very strong spirit of heart opening qualities.
Okay.
And working with cacao is an amazing tool to do inner work, to dance, to create, to have a very honest conversation with somebody, to open a space and connect uh, on a vulnerable level with another person. So in all my events, I use cacao because people love it. It tastes good. And I also believe that when we consume something, there is a spirit of alcohol that lowers our vibration. And like, I don't know, maybe I believe in all of the different unseen things that get attached to us if we drink alcohol. Or there is a spirit of tobacco, which is used in ceremonies because it's a cleansing spirit and grounding energy. Well, tobacco in the cigarettes, I'm not sure how good it affects us. So every time we consume some sort of thing that affects us, affects our consciousness or our body, we kind of letting the spirit of that plant to take over us. And when a lot of people drink cacao in one space, we're kind of creating like a sacred container for the
Mhm.
process to be unfolded and also to be more potent Because when one person does the meditation, it's like, okay, but when there are 100 people do the meditation, it's much more, it's much stronger effect.
Yeah, is that something with the collective consciousness?
So,
So with your cacao and you're serving it, do you mix it with a sweetener or how do you prepare it?
Yeah, I like it with honey.
Honey, okay.
Mm-hmm.
More of a maple syrup guy myself, but
Maple syrup, honey. Yeah, sometimes I don't do any sweetener. Sometimes I blend dates and I use like
oh,
the date syrup as well.
yeah, well, dates are so sweet. I love
Yeah.
dates. So yeah, earlier you mentioned the shadow work and how important it was to you. You do shadow work now with people.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little more on that?
Um, yeah, I can like tell you what shadow work is.
Uh-huh.
First, when I tell people shadow work, they're like, oh, it's something dark. No,
Yeah.
it's actually something that brings the light of awareness into the places where we have not looked at yet. So
Hmm.
it's a practice of creating awareness in the places that we are not aware about in ourselves. And yeah, shadow work is it's about the trigger, it's about the painful emotions that come up, it's about the things that we're stuck or repetitive patterns that we cannot process. So it's a deep patterns that have been stuck in our subconscious mind since we were children, because like the blueprint of our life um, is rooted in our subconscious mind since between we are born to age of 7. So that's the most crucial part of our development, where we create a concept of ourselves and the world. How can we relate to other people? How other people relate to us? So shadow work and inner child, because I mentioned that go very close together, because your shadow is always been created as a part of you that you had to suppress, deny, disconnect from, put into the box of your subconscious mind in order to survive and stay connected to your family, to your society, and all of that. So it's just a practice of self-discovery, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mhm.
Makes sense. In your on your website, it says that you suffered from really bad depression in your life. You want to talk a little bit about that and your journey out of it?
Sure. I feel I've been depressed since I was like a very little child.
But still? Or
No, no, now, no. Now a
okay,
little bit, sometimes it kicks in, but
okay.
I have the tools, to get it out and to lift my energy back up. But as a kid, I've been through like a very severe abuse. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't because my parents abused me or somebody attacked me. It's just because of a very unfortunate accident in the hospital, which created a very deep trauma inside of me that told me that like the world is not safe space at all. So I needed to put myself into a shell and disconnect from my body. So if I think about it, I probably have been disconnected from my body from a very, very early age.
Can I ask what happened in the hospital?
Yes, I was 4 or 5 and I was in the kindergarten.
Mhm.
And one of the kids in the kindergarten, he showed me a mushroom that was growing on the playground.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah, mushroom. I ate it.
Okay.
I ate it, and a couple of hours later, my parents got into a panic mode, and they took me to an emergency room. 5 doctors were holding me down on a hospital bed because I was not explained what was happening. Like
What
I
was it
was
psychedelic mushroom or was it poison mushroom?
nobody actually knew, honestly. Yeah,
Okay.
nobody checked, nobody knew what mushroom I ate. They just decided that I need to very fast to be in some way kind of like put put down, and they needed to clean my system. So because I was resisting, I was super like not aware what was happening. I remember my mom would be always like, "Oh, it's just gonna be like a, a little bite of a mosquito. Don't worry about it." So she would never bring me into the reality of what would happen with me. And even though I don't remember what happened that day, I completely disconnected, dissociated. It probably was the same experience. I was like, it's okay, this doctor is gonna listen to your heart, and I come there, and these five guys and women, they just take me down and hold me, and I'm resisting and screaming for life, and nobody comes until I totally probably pass out. And they just cleaned my system with like enemas, tubes into my throat, into my anal path, and all of that. So I woke up with my eyes being totally red from screaming. And of course, in Soviet Union and whatever, in the beginning of 1990s, what kind of there was no such word as therapy, and psychology was a false science, they would call it. So since then, nobody took me to any kind of rehabilitation process. So it's still stuck in my body. I feel that's why I'm so wired for the survival, and attuned so much to anything that is not in alignment in my environment because of that event.
Sounds traumatic. So you grew up in Russia,
Yeah,
Soviet Union? How
yeah.
long were you there? When did you come to the States?
I came to the States in 2012.
Okay. And how old were you at that time?
So now it is 2025. I was 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up as an adult in Russia and then moved to the United States?
Yeah, I grew up not even like a normal Russia. People would say, "Oh, is it St. Petersburg or Moscow?" No, it was south of Russia in the Caucasus, the mountains, in next to Armenia, Georgia, Chechnya, all of those feisty nations living there. So, like my childhood was completely deprived of any sense of safety, neither in my home nor outside on the streets.
Gotcha.
So I kind of subconsciously, I feel I've never even had like a goal to escape or to live somewhere so far away from my home. But if I think about it right now, I'm like subconsciously, I definitely just did everything possible just to not be there, from there as far as possible.
Sure.
So that's how I ended up in the US.
Okay. How did you get into this spiritual work?
So in 2017, I took a yoga teacher training. I was living in Washington, D.C. at that time, and I was married. Like I had everything that you would think a woman from Russia needs.
Okay.
Everybody thought that I was like, okay, set for life. My parents were like, oh, thank God, Yana is like in hands of a good man. We don't need to worry about her anymore. And I kind of started to be going back to the depressions conversation. I was living in a place with this man who was my husband. I didn't really need anything. Like I had food and shelter and things I could buy. I had no limitations, but the fear, anxiety, and like inability to really even think about what I want from my life and who I'm here to be never even crossed my mind.
Okay.
So I became a perfect housewife of Washington, D.C., always pretty, always cooking good food, always home, always meeting my husband, always like blah, blah, whatever. But I was so unhappy internally that in 2019, I was teaching yoga in the studio, very abusive to my body. I was eating very little, exercising a lot, super skinny, never happy with my body. And yeah, in 2019, I got my green card and I was like, adios. I need to find myself. I gave away everything I had. I rented out my apartment. I gave away my clothes. I bought myself a backpack, like the whatever, the camping backpack, the big one.
Yeah.
And I put everything that I could in there, and I moved to Guatemala.
Wow. Okay.
That's how my path started. And there, it took me about 2 years to finally kind of realize what the spirituality is all about, because I came into the spiritual community full of these people who are like, you know, light and love and like flying around. And here I am, like, oh my God, I need to be like them. So I need to do this course, and I need to put this crystal on my neck, and I need to do this tattoo on my body, and this and that. And like, none of the things made me happy or brought me closer. I didn't even know what I wanted actually. Like, how would it feel to be in alignment with myself and with whatever higher powers.
Mhm.
So only 2 years after all of this, like trying to be uh, to to feel less to feel worthy in a spiritual community, 2 years of that journey, I came across the practice of shadow work. And that kind of made me understand, like, that brought a lot of emotions that I haven't really experienced. That brought a lot of people that I thought I was loved by and cared by, and who I thought I loved, including my mom and my father.
Mhm.
So all of that came up, and I needed time to process. So it's been what, 6 years since I started my journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, why Guatemala? I mean, how did you hear about this spiritual community there? And
Yes, in 2017 again, I think I went to a festival next to Washington, D.C.,
okay.
and I met there a person who shared with me cacao beans.
Okay.
That was my first encounter with ceremonial cacao, and I was like, "What is this? It's so good." And they also told me that once I was able to travel, for some reason, I wrote to this particular person, and I said, "Look, I really in need of a yoga retreat or some sort of thing. I need to escape DC. Tell me where to go." And they told me Guatemala. So I was like, okay, Guatemala, Guatemala. The ticket at that time cost $100.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, I'm going. One-way ticket.
And you spent 2 years there in this community?
Yeah, I kind of, when I first went there, it was all about to me, like, to put the check marks. I'm here, I'm there. I didn't really like felt the need to be grounded.
Hmm.
So I spent there on and off. On and off, I spent there 5 years actually, because I came back from my last stay in Guatemala, which lasted 6 months, in November last year.
Okay.
So I was there on and off. Then I would spend like a year in Miami, like I told you, 2021. And then I would try to come to DC, but it's just like I couldn't stand the energy. I couldn't really like hold the pressure and really trust that I'm creating the life I want. So I was running away because it was my comfort zone there.
Mhm.
And now I'm like, I think about it. I'm like, oh, I can go there. There are friends that I really consider to be my family, and they have a house, and the food is organic, and the farm, the chickens are running around, it's so healthy. There is a part of me that is like, okay, maybe we should go because it's been difficult in Miami, but there is a part of me that is like, I just need, yeah, it just doesn't feel like I can grow there. So I'm still here in Miami.
I've really never spent any time in Miami. I've pretty much just driven through on my way to the Keys.
Mm.
I have a lot of experience there, but tell me about, like, if I were interested, so to say, in getting shadow work done, how would that start? What would I expect? What would you be doing?
Well, first, people who are interested, I always ask them like to fill a form for the new client, because I want to understand like whether they've been into self-development before, whether they have like what kind of challenges are they going through right now that they think that they need this practice. Have they heard about shadow work ever before? And then we have a call, like about 20-15 minutes call, where people ask me questions. And during that call, I usually explain people that the trigger or the difficulty that you experience in your adulthood reality, it always has its root in your childhood. Otherwise, I mean, why the other person, the person with a different path than you does not have the same difficulties? How can you explain that, right? So, and some people are like, oh, my childhood was perfect. And then I would be like, well, are you in relationships? And they would be like, no. And I'm like, well, you are not in relationships. You just had a very difficult breakup. Let's see where the emotions that you experienced during your breakup come from. And then there is a process which I guide people through, which kind of connect their present experience to the past experience, where they felt the same emotion in the body, and that usually occurs between age 0 and 7. And that's where the root of the emotions has been planted, but because the parent was not able to caretake the emotional expression of the child at that time, the energy gets stuck, and it still kind of like becomes an antenna to create and co-create the same experiences for the people to re-feel again, re-experience the same emotion, so they can finally integrate it. Otherwise it's just the trauma passes through one generation to the other. So if a person learns how to caretake their own pain that their parents couldn't caretake, they become parents to themselves that they never had, and they also will be better parents to their own children, because they will not be uh, disconnecting, dissociating, locking kids in a room and say, it's your quiet time right now because you're getting on my nerves. No, this is not like a healthy parenting, you know? So it's a very beneficial practice to really become emotionally intelligent person, and
It sounds like it.
it makes you more sensitive
So,
as well.
so let's say the practitioner, okay, let's say it was me and we did some work together and I find this deep emotional hurt down in me. How do I work on healing that or extracting it?
Healing becomes possible when you don't want to do anything with that emotion. Like, not particularly speaking, but it's not about like, okay, you found something and now you want to get rid of it or fix it.
Okay.
The main thing about emotional integration and healing is to be present with something without trying to fix it or change it. It's
Okay.
like if the child is crying, we're not trying to tell them, oh, look, there is a doggy, look. No, or we're not telling them, oh, you okay. No, we're just there and we're saying, I know it feels scary, or I know it feels sad. I'm here with you. That's all you have to do as a parent with a child. So you're doing the same thing. You have a trigger, and then you feel the emotion in your body. So instead of saying, oh, this is negative emotion, if I feel it right now, I'm going to manifest more of that. I mean, that's kind of the approach of the positively focused spiritual community, who like to bypass their pain and always light and love, right? But if we think about emotion as an energy in motion, and we give it space to come through, to give us wisdom, awareness about our needs, values, and so on and so forth, the energy moves through us and it's not stuck in the body anymore. And we don't need to positively focus on anything anymore because it's just gone.
Okay.
So if you find that thing, is you are just being present with the emotion, you are being there like you, there is a visualization as well involved in that process, where you just feel like you are there, and you are there with your child self. So you're there and sitting with it and feeling it in your body. And then in a certain moment, you give yourself a space to express, you know? And
Mhm.
it's a very intuitive work. It's not very easy for some people. It's been a very difficult journey for me to trust myself in doing this work, because I'm like, oh, this not working. I'm not feeling anything. Oh, there
Mhm.
is no visuals in my head. And some people are not visual at all.
Yeah.
So just giving that, and eventually you will receive an answer. Okay, my need in that space was just to be held and said, somebody should have told me that it's okay, and I will be safe. I'm here with you. And once you feel that, and give yourself permission to feel, and then fulfill the need that wasn't fulfilled in the past. It's visualization, is the body sensation, because our brain doesn't know the difference between imagining versus the reality, right? So
Right.
you
Yeah.
create the visual that somatically in the body gives you the feeling of the opposite as well. And it's like you become more and more integrated, and less shit hits your fan in a real life.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think, you touched on acknowledgement there. Sometimes that's all we need is acknowledgement, and we're able to move on.
Yeah,
That's really important. Tell me about your spiritual practice.
my spiritual practice. I love to dance,
Okay. Like ecstatic dance or any dance or
any dance.
yeah.
I love to have my morning cacao. In the morning, I like to pull the cards. Here's my altar there.
Tarot cards or what kind of cards?
Well, one of my favorite decks is this one. It's like Divine Feminine.
Okay.
And then the other one I love is called Frequency Tarot.
Okay.
So I just like pull a card, and sometimes if the card tells me there is work needs to be done, I go and I sit with the question and try to journal and see what comes up.
Hmm.
But recently, yeah, like I feel like I worked a lot on the shadow aspect. Even though there is stuff that still comes up, it's never going to be over. Like, healing is never over. It's always a work in progress. uh, but now I feel my work is in raising my vibration a little bit more. So I like to dance, I like to express, I like to like make loud sounds, just do crazy movements with my body, just be real person who's not just like tries to be quiet for the neighbors to not get disturbed. So sometimes I make sounds, but nobody complained yet, and I
Oh,
hope
that's
they won't.
good. What kind of music are you dancing to?
I love Afro beats.
Okay.
Yes, just like something that it just I love all the different
Eyeballs.
genres.
You love what?
All the different genres. I love different music. I don't know if like I can specifically like this one or that one.
Yeah.
It's just like what moves me.
Sure.
Like, if the music gives me like a feeling, I'm like, this is so good, and I wanna dance, then I dance. I
Hmm.
like that I like that song. It doesn't have to be with words or no words. It's like it doesn't matter. It's just the feeling I get.
A good beat to get your body moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been actually looking for two things in this area. Kirtan. Are you familiar with that? Yeah. And the other one is ecstatic dance. But it seems like every time I find one of these things, it's over an hour away from me.
Mm,
Does
yeah,
that?
there is
Yeah.
one in Fort Lauderdale. I know kirtan and ecstatic dance. Here in Miami, I think they happen every Friday. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. We need some of that important. Maybe that's what you should do is come over here and open something up with kirtan and ecstatic dance and shadow work here in Port Charlotte.
Okay, I love to travel.
It's
Yeah.
probably, I think we're only 3 hours from you, so but
Does
even a
the
month.
bright line go there?
The what?
The train goes there. I think Bright Line it's called.
Maybe. I'm not really familiar with that, but it might. If not, it would come close, I would think.
Yeah, because I don't have a car.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what is your feeling or what's the right word? How is how do you How do I say how what are your thoughts on God, the universe, the creator, and how does that show up in your life?
I don't think that God is a man sitting on the cloud for sure.
Hmm.
I feel it's just like it's everywhere. It's all the creation of all the nature, all the people. We have it's just a little piece of God's consciousness walking around or standing in my flower pot or so it's like it's an intelligence that lives in all the beings. Um, and the other question was, how do I connect to that?
Yeah, how does that show up in your life? How do you
How
connect
did
to
it
it?
show up in your life?
Yeah.
Um, well, if I think about it from like a shadow work perspective, so our parents when we're born, they
Hmm.
are they look like they're gods for the kid, right?
Yeah.
Because the child is like, oh, my mommy and my daddy live their life this way. It means that's the only right way, and I'm going to follow them. Um,
Can you say that again? Because you actually the video kind of locked up. I'll have to edit it there.
uh
Hold
Yes.
on. Let's,
So yeah, when we are born,
yeah.
the example of how the life works and how to live the life is always comes from our primary caregivers, right? It's the only example of how to live our life that we learn in the childhood.
Yeah.
So if we allow that first lesson of how the universe and life works to be our only lesson, and we grow up as an adults and still live in that unconscious universe or unconscious representation of the reality that we took from our parents, we become unconscious, and we still unconscious, and we still think that the universe is something that is greater than us, that is we need to feel guilty for doing something, we have shame, we have sin, so it's like the Christianity, the way the Christianity thinks about religion. There is
Hmm.
somebody that I owe something, that looks at me, that gonna punish me, and all of that.
Yeah.
But if the person becomes more and more conscious, this projection of the reality they learn in their childhood to the universe at large becomes less and less intense. So for me, I definitely, my entire culture, Soviet Union, like Western Europe or Eastern Europe mentality, there is a lot of victim consciousness. So
Hmm.
I am the victim to these circumstances because, like in my childhood, I was victimized. I was always said, "Shut up! Nobody wants to listen to you. This is your fault. This is your fault." Like there was no kind of consideration of my feelings and my emotions and my truth in my childhood. So that creates victimization in person's mind. And if I would still be that person that I used to be, I don't know, 6 years ago, I would say, oh, universe is so fucked up, you know? It puts me in the situation that I cannot resolve. It creates all of these obstacles. Oh, poor me. How do I survive? Like, and I just like probably just lay on my bed until they kick me out from the apartment, and like I don't have to pay my rent. Like I just can't. I give up.
Yeah.
But the more conscious I become, I understand that my mom and my dad is my is the are my universal parents, but not in my mom and my dad from my childhood. But I see the universe as my parents, you
Okay.
know.
Hmm.
So the parents that are not created victim mentality in me, but the parents are there because they love me. So it's a sense of like, okay, I feel there is a challenge, and I'm like, okay, I I allow myself to pray, to ask for help from the universe, and I'm always asking myself, what is this situation making me understand about me? How am I the same as this person who is triggering me, for example, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I became more and more in trust with my life, the more
Mhm.
I understand that the universe is always on my side. It's what I choose to do and think and feel on a daily basis that is going to shape my reality eventually. It's already like shaping my reality as we speak.
Yeah,
So that's kind of, does this answer your question?
perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I talk and I'm like, where was the start? I get lost. So
No, I think that was a perfect explanation of, your view on the divine and how you work with it to shape your life and move through it. So, I think you mentioned earlier on that you help some people with manifestation. Did you
I
say?
mean, the workshop I'm doing on the 8th of August, yes, I help people on manifestation. I mean, I'm going to try to do that.
So when you do that work, is that also shadow work that's, working to, okay, help them manifest things? So you're just clearing up things that are blocks, so to say, within them, blocks
Yeah,
to the manifesting? Okay.
yeah.
I just wondered if there's any other um, things that you do along with that to help people that are failing in manifesting the things they want in their life.
Uh, what else I do besides clearing the negative beliefs, you mean?
Well, maybe that's all you do. I was just wondering if there's more involved with that when you're working with somebody that's trying to manifest. I mean, it's a lot to clear your negative blocks, right? I mean, that's huge.
Um, I don't know. There is so many things. Like, yes, you can clear your negative blocks. You can clear your negative beliefs. You can like clear your resistance to the thing that you want, which is negative beliefs and the blocks.
Mhm.
And it's kind of one part of the manifestation. But the other part is, like I said, it's the trust. It's like opening the awareness and being more present and seeing the opportunities in something that wasn't in awareness before.
Mhm.
um like just getting into high vibe,
Yeah.
gratitude.
Mhm.
I also love to do like rituals, working with fire, water, and earth.
Okay.
um
Mhm.
so I love to go to the beach, for example, and have like a flower and offer it to the ocean and pray, to maybe Oshun, the goddess Oshun, or just to the universe in large.
Which got it?
Oshun.
Like ocean?
No,
No,
you
different.
know the song Ide Vere Vere?
No.
No. So
What's that?
the goddess Ashun is the goddess of African tradition, and is the goddess of the deep water.
Oh, okay.
So it's this like woman who is super powerful and deep, and sometimes, yeah, you can pray to her when you go to the ocean.
Okay. I love that. I haven't heard, I've heard a lot of deities. I haven't heard of that one.
Hmm.
It sounds like ocean. And I
Yeah.
mean, and the attributes of that deity are the deepness, like profound consciousness or
Yeah, depth, creativity, sensuality. Yeah, I don't think I know all of them,
that's
but
okay.
good question. I'll also Google that.
Okay. Do you play guitar?
Yes, I'm learning a little bit.
I'm just learning. Okay. I was gonna see if you would play us a song.
Oh, I don't know.
Pressure, you don't have to.
Okay, if I don't have to, then maybe not.
All right, then you have to.
Then what?
I said then you have to. No,
Then I have to?
I'm just kidding. You don't.
Okay.
No problem. We've just had a number of guests on that do perform music, and at some point I did create like a soundtrack, like with 7 different performers that I put it all on one podcast and released that as its own podcast. And it's got some great music on it. We've had some really good performers. So,
If you give me like 1 minute so I can like tune in, then I
yeah.
can play a song.
All right. I'm
Okay,
down.
let
Yeah,
me get my phone. One sec.
take your time.
Так. Mm.
Who's the picture of by your guitar there?
Ah, that's one of the cards I pulled recently.
Oh, okay. Okay, Fatima. Fatima.
Yeah, she was the daughter of Muhammad, the
Oh,
Prophet Muhammad,
okay, very cool.
and Khadija, I think. And Khadija was this boss woman in Islam who actually was supporting Muhammad
Hmm.
financially. So, and Fatima, I think she is like, yeah, also considered holy because she did something. I don't remember what.
You were talking about Christianity recently and some of the downfalls of it. Have you heard of the Book of Mary?
Uh, it's called the Book of Mary.
Yeah, Mary Magdalene. These are writings from her teachings back in
I
the time.
think I did, of course, yeah.
It's completely different than what you learn. Well, apparently she was one of the lead disciples of Jesus back in the day, and
Yeah.
um, kind of got shunned because Peter didn't like that she was Jesus's favorite, and that she got a little deeper teachings than some of the other apostles, so he kind of shunned her and went his own way, and so this like this separation of Jesus's teachings, and her book got it was labeled heresy. It's just it's bad, dark, and all this, but it really teaches to find the kingdom of God, if you want to say that, or your own true essence inside of yourself. It wasn't what Peter's path became with the church and whatnot, and all that got
Mhm.
changed to what it is today.
Yeah,
But it's
makes
really
sense.
exciting to read something that came from Jesus that is more aligned with almost like Eastern philosophy.
I think I started reading it and then it always happens with me. I start a book and then I forget
Yeah,
about it. You
yeah.
read it until the end?
Unfortunately, half the book is missing. They've only found half of it, and I've just read excerpts from it. But it's completely different than what the what the normal Bible teaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not, I need to get it back. Okay, let's because it cannot tune in because there's so many sounds. One sec.
Okay.
So this is a song from it's usually sang at like ceremonies.
Okay.
So it's kind of I know a couple of songs, but this is one the most comfortable for me to play. So I'm gonna play that. Desde lejos oigo el canto enamorado de un pájaro. A este pájaro es mi abuelo que canta, canta enamorado. A ese pájaro es mi abuela que canta, canta enamorada, canta, 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 canta. ciruela que canta, canta enamorada. Águila, águila, águile, águila, águile, águila, águile. Águila, águila, águile, águila, águile, águila, águile. Desde lejos oigo el canto enamorado de un pájaro.
That was wonderful, Yana. Thank you.
Whew, thank you. It's been challenging, and I feel my throat is like a little bit blocked. But
You did a great job. I loved it.
thank you for the challenge.
Yeah, I could feel the spirit coming through. That was really incredible. So great way to wrap up the podcast. But any final thoughts you have before we end here?
No,
Well,
I
hey,
just wanted to invite people to come to my workshop on Friday.
yeah,
And if they want to reach me, they can find me on Instagram at pranayana.
Yana. All one word?
It's prana_yana.
Okay, Prana_Yana. I like that. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me today. I really loved the conversation.
Thank you so much for hosting me.
Appreciate you taking the time to be with me.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Take care.
Bye bye.